guys, so heading to that flat now. Pretty much the same flat I fished last time. But there's really one thing I wanted to cover this morning. So I noticed in my comments a lot of people mentioned my drag. So I've said in several of my other videos I do fish with lighter drag. I always have. I honestly learned that from a charter captain that I used to fish with a lot. So I fish with lighter drag for a few reasons. And so when I used to fish with locked down drag, I noticed that 8 out of 10 of my hook sets, I either lost the fish or my line would break. So now mention I fish with 10-pound braid, 20-pound fluorocarbon. I fish very light tackle. So one thing I've learned is, or if I did hook into a fish, eventually it'd pop off because I had too much tension on it. So one thing I've learned is you could always tighten your drag. You can never loosen it. Once you get to a point where like, oh no, I should loosen my drag a little, usually by that time they've broken off. So that's one reason I fish with a lighter drag, because I fish with enough drag to set the hook, and then I can adjust my drag from there, because I'm also on very light tackle. So if you watch my hands when I'm reeling in a fish, you'll see me adjusting my drag depending on how that fish is fighting. If he's about to take me into mangroves, I'll lock it down a little bit. But for the most part, I fish with 3 to 4 pounds of drag. That's all you need to set a hook and fight a fish to your boat. That's all you need. I mean, you can look up, Salt Strong says it, CA has said it. There's a bunch of other professionals that say you only need 3 to 4 pounds of drag to fish. You don't need a lot, because you reel in a trout that's maybe a pound to a half pound, maybe 2 pounds. You don't need that much drag to pull that fish in. Now on the bigger redfish, I do tighten down. I'll set the hook, and when it starts to run, I'll tighten my drag down, just because all I need is my drag set for enough to set the hook, and then adjust from there. Now I've been fishing for about 20 years now, and I've learned a lot through those years. Another reason I like to fish with lighter drag is because of the trout and snook. Not necessarily the redfish, but the trout and snook. Trout have very soft mouths, and if you ever see someone reeling up a trout and its mouth's all jacked up and tore up, a lot of times it's because they have really tight drag and they're literally ripping the fish's mouth apart. So especially if you have a really tight drag set and you set the hook, a lot of times you'll rip its mouth completely out. I've seen that before. So another reason I fish with lighter drag is also because I want to, you know, I don't want to tear the fish's mouth up as bad. So there's a few reasons I fish with lighter drag. It works for me. I land big fish, I land small fish. Most of my fish I get to my boat, I have successfully, you know, revived and let go. So yes, they may fight 2 minutes longer than if I had my drag locked down, but I revive them. Whenever I get the fish, I leave them in the net, I let them revive in the net. Because, I mean, one of my biggest things is making sure the fish gets released safely. But I just wanted to go ahead and put it out there, my reasoning, so I don't have to explain in the comments why I do fish with. I don't fish with light drag, so the fish sounds bigger. You guys see it. I post every fish that I catch in my videos. I don't care how big it is, I put it on there. I'm not on here to show how big of fish I can catch. That's not what I'm trying to do on this channel at all. Because I know there's I know a lot of people edit out all the smaller fish and they just want to put the big fish in the video just to get likes and subscribes. I don't want subscribers based off the fish I catch. I want subscribers based off the knowledge that they're going to get from my videos. And that's what I'm out. That's why I'm doing this channel, to give you guys knowledge and then catch some fish along the way. So that's the reason I do fish with lighter drag. I know a lot of people that fish with 3 to 4 pounds of drag, and to be honest, that last video that I posted, I was fishing with almost 4 to 6 pounds of drag. I had it locked down pretty tight, and those snook, because of the rain came through, and once again, it has been proven, a rainstorm comes through, cools down the water, fish get fired up. They fight harder than if they're sitting in a hot sauna of water. They don't fight as hard. Whereas if they've been cooled down and they're thriving, they fight way harder. So those fish were actually fighting very hard. But I set my drag like that. It works. I mean, it may not work for other people. Some people have their stuff locked down, and if they get the fish to the boat, they get the fish to the boat, and if not, they don't. But one thing I've learned is on hook sets, I've landed more fish off of hook sets. I've landed more fish by fighting them. Whereas when I used to lock it down, I wouldn't land as many fish. My line would break, or the fish would throw the hook. So there's a lot of different scenarios. So initially my line is set, initially my drag is set to 3 to 4 pounds, somewhere in that area. And then I always watch you go back and watch my videos, you'll always see me reach down like this, and you'll see me adjusting my drag. I'll be tightening it or loosening it. You'll always see me adjusting my drag to the fish that I'm fighting, because I never know if I'm gonna, if I hook into a 40-inch snook and I've got my drag locked down tight, there's a huge chance he's gonna break me off. At the same time, if I hook into a 12-inch snook and I set that hook and my drag's locked down, I'm probably gonna tear its mouth off. So that's the reason I do set my drag so light. I just wanted to put it out there. I had a couple comments in the last video, and I'm all for taking tips. I'm all for, you know, taking advice 100%. But I just wanted to be able to explain in this video and not have to keep going through comments, commenting on comments on why my drag's so light. Those are the reasons why I do it. I mean, I fished with charter captains. I fished with several people, and a lot of people I know do fish with lighter drag for the same reasons. But I hope this part of the video does help you guys out, does help you guys understand why I do fish with lighter drag.